come make a starfish cookie with me as part of the Under the Sea set. And this one I struggled to kind of figure out the outline of the most. If you want to just have a starfish right in the center, see the whole starfish, I approve. You don't need my approval, but I approve, because drawing this where it was like slightly on the cookie was so difficult, and you'll see me particularly struggle with the last 3 legs, and I kind of go in with my edible pen and I fix the marks, and I'm truly eyeballing this. I do not have a guide. I just have an idea of what I want it to look like, and then I look at it and I'm like, oh, that does not look good. And you can see me fixing where those legs go. But once we have this roughly outlined, we're going to come in with our white, just like we did with the tentacle. And we're going to outline the starfish. The only difference is we're not just outlining the starfish and the edge of the cookie. We're also doing those little spots in between the legs. Back to talking about piping bags. So I finished using all of my Truly Madly plastics for the most part, and I switched back to my Amazon piping bags, which I'm still struggling with here. I had already put this white in a different piping bag, but this one was also doing the same thing. And I realized that these piping bags are a lot thinner than my Truly Madly plastic ones, and I actually didn't appreciate how that felt on my hand. And the other thing, I've struggled to get a nice clean cut edge with the end of these piping bags a lot more. And so having it weirdly break into 2 streams as I was decorating the tentacle cookie was so strange. And I'm not just going to toss them. I am going to keep using them, but I'm not going to buy them again. I would like to try some other small business piping bag options like Truly Madly Plastics. Big one I've seen, I believe, is from Borderland Bakery. I've never been able to try those piping bags. They've always been sold out every time I've tried. So I have to keep a lookout and see which ones I want to try again. But I think I'm going to stay away from buying the ones on Amazon. A lot of people have a good luck, and I thought I did to start with. And then I used a hardier piping bag, and I ended up just liking it more. So it just... These are tiny niche details, and if you're buying your piping bags off Amazon and you're enjoying it, power to you. So here's what I mean when I'm saying you're not just outlining the outside edge of the circle and the star, you're also doing those little pieces in between. So everything's been outlined, and I'm coming in with my white and I'm filling in those sections. Interestingly enough, after that fish scale scenario, and same This cookie is also going to relate to the octopus tentacle. The fish scale, I believe, is the only cookie I had cratering on. Just all of those half circle-y shapes, not all of them ended up cratering, but a good chunk of them ended up cratering, whereas the octopus tentacle didn't crater. I don't believe I had a single starfish crater, and then the jellyfish also did not crater. So I am just truly baffled, and... if you think you have any idea, please let me know in the comments, like I've been saying, because I'm baffled. I am baffled. And maybe when you're making this set yourself, if you want to experiment, please let me know. I'd be very curious. So I'm using my scribe to just kind of mix everything in. Like I said, I don't like seeing those lines. And then I'm going to set this cookie aside. Every single one of these cookies is a set aside, come back after it's crusted over, after it's gone a little matte. You know what? There is some cratering on this cookie. I can see it in the white. Don't know why. You'll see with some cookie artists that they will do kind of squiggles in these big sections, and maybe that would have solved this problem. Maybe not. I won't know. So now I have taken the light blue and I'm going to fill in my starfish. You can obviously do any color you want. I am just doing light blue here, and I'm outlining each of the edges, and I'm kind of pressure piping this outline so I can have a pretty thick edge instead of letting the icing fall out of the bag here. It's kind of just dealer's choice when you want to do what. When you want to have a nice falling out of the piping bag line, or when you want a pressure piped line. When I don't have to be as careful, like in the Starfish, the pressure pipe works fine. But you can see the edge of this cookie, it was falling out of the piping bag icing. And then I'm going to come in and fill in this Starfish. Just now that I've outlined the whole thing, let's get some more icing into it. And for some reason, this just felt like it was taking an eternity when I was doing it. Like outlining it seemed like it went really fast. And then as soon as I started adding more icing, it was like, why are you going so slow? You'll also notice that I didn't go all the way to the edge of the lines of the cookie. And that's because I'm putting a lot of icing into this Starfish. And I want to use my scribe, or I just want to add a little bit at the end. I don't use my scribe to get the icing to the end. I just want to add a little bit to the end, so I'm not pushing that outline I put on, so it's going to be less likely to overflow on those little pieces. It's really just about avoiding overflowing. And then once that has crusted over, you're going to come in with a contrasting color. So for this one, it is purple, and I'm just adding a little bit of dots onto my Starfish. Now, if you want to make it like a little bit more realistic, you could add dots all across your Starfish, but we're just adding little accents, so we don't need to focus on realism here. This is the final step in our Starfish cookie. This is part of the Under the Sea set that includes 4 cookies, a jellyfish, a tentacle, a mermaid scale, and a starfish cookie. I hope you give these cookies a try, and if you do, let me know how they go.